Hi, it's Tracy from Two Rocks Tarot, and we're going to be talking about Poppy Palin. So, of course, for those of you who don't know, Poppy Palin was an absolutely wonderful artist, created many tarot decks, such as the Enchanted Tarot. I think this other one's Walking the Wild Spirit, and she was a fantastic artist. So I believe Poppy passed away on the 26th of May of her own choosing. She decided that she had enough of life, basically, and chose to go out on her own in her own way. Now, I'm not going to talk about if it was right, if it was wrong, all that sort of stuff, to be honest. What I want to talk about is something that struck me when I was listening to her videos, and it was that she felt that she was a failure, that she didn't do much with her life. Now, Poppy is the same age as me, 56. Indeed, I was only born probably 3 days after her. Those of you who know me knew that all last year was spent battling breast cancer, of which so far I have won that battle, so I am here to stay. I've also, on the 10th of May, lost my mother at the age of 91. She passed very peacefully in her sleep, and I am taking an extended break. But when I watched Poppy's videos, I felt compelled to make this video because what is it about us that makes us feel that we haven't done enough? Now, she did say that now I don't know, because I haven't subscribed to her channel. I don't own any of her decks, but I have got a digital one. I think it's Walking the Wild Spirit is the one that I've got on the Orpha Leaves Tarot app that I've got. It's a window-based program, so I do have a digital version, and I thought it was very, very beautiful. And she did mention in her video that she hasn't even got that. She's lost that artistic streak. She doesn't feel connected. Everyone that she's loved has gone, so her parents are gone, her life, her soulmate has gone. She felt like she had no friends. And reading the comments, there was a lot of comments about, reach out to me. She did actually state in her video that a lot of people get comfort by connecting with people through the computer. She didn't feel that. She needed the one-on-one contact with people, and she didn't feel she had that. Everyone she loved, she lost, and she didn't want to go on anymore. Now, I think she also had some health problems as well, because I did notice in the photos that she put through on her videos that she had a walking cane, so obviously she had some mobility issues as well. I'm not really privy to exactly what they were or anything like that. I'm just reacting to her video. I'm not going to put the links down there. I don't even know by the time I upload this video if YouTube is going to take them down. I didn't think they were overly what's that right word I'm looking for? I didn't think they were triggering, but that's just for me. They didn't trigger me. I felt her deep sadness, but having just lost my mum, but my father has lost his soulmate, and they were married for 72 years. So you can imagine the emptiness and the sadness that he is feeling at this moment. And I'm very lucky. Now I'm in he lives in South Australia. I'm here in Western Australia. I've spent 2 weeks with him so I could get everything done so he could just grieve, that including packing my mother's things and, getting the funeral organised, all that sort of thing, My brother is over there. And I think now, I think being a loner is a gift, because obviously Poppy wasn't like that. She needed people around her, and I think with all the COVID and everything else happening, and if she had mobility issues and couldn't get out, and she did mention that she used to go on bus, she really pushed herself to get out and about, but it just wasn't working for her, so she chose to end her life. But the thing that struck me the most was how she just feel like she didn't achieve anything. And that's what I really want to talk about, is why is it that we feel like we need to achieve things for our life to be successful, to feel successful? I had a lot of deep conversations with my father, and for both of us, I was in an abusive marriage the first time, but my second marriage is, definitely, he's my soulmate. And for me is, being happy is having a roof over my health, obviously, a roof over my head, food on the table, enough to pay the bills. To me, that's my happiness, okay? And being at home. I love to be at home. I just love it. I don't need social interaction with people, I actually, I had a lot of support on YouTube when I was going through my cancer journey, and through other social media when I used to be on Instagram, people giving me support. And I felt that connection. And looking at Poppy's work, and I was looking through her tarot deck before I come on and made this, this video. It feels like to me that even with her art, she wasn't really connecting with what she was putting out there. It's very earthly, it's very grounded, but I feel like she had one foot here and one foot on the other side during her life, and, not having anybody that she could connect to was really detrimental to her. Whereas, for me, when COVID happened and I couldn't see anybody, it was no difference. It didn't bother me, because that's pretty much my life anyway. I don't really interact with a lot of people face to face. But I was just, my mouth kept hanging open when she kept saying she hadn't achieved anything. She's written books, she's made the most beautiful artwork, the tarot decks. I do believe she used to sing as well. So looking at her, I feel like she achieved a great deal, that she had a real, a wonderful life, very enriched. She had her art, she had, she'd done a lot of things. Whereas for me, I quit school when I was 15. I can't say I've ever had a career. I've job hopped. I've had a lot of jobs because my depression, which wasn't diagnosed until I was in my late 30s, used to kick in sort of thing, and I'd leave jobs at a drop of a hat. I had an abusive marriage, I really, when I look at my life, I feel like that I haven't achieved anything whatsoever. I really don't. Now that I've been married to Aaron for the last 18 years, we've built 2 houses together. We've travelled. We've done a bit of travelling. We really enjoy each other's company. And he says to me, but he's had like a rugby career. He's travelled to. He's done things, and I feel like he's done things with his life that I haven't, but he feels the same way. He feels like he hasn't achieved anything. So why is it that we feel like that? Why is it that we feel like we haven't achieved anything? Why is it that we can't just be at peace with who we are and what we're doing? Who knows what we choose? If it's true that we choose this life to learn lessons, enough. If you look at because my mum's passed and she's from Germany, and I've been looking at videos of Hamburg when she was there, okay, so 1940s sort of thing. And I look at old home movies, and they didn't have anything much, but by God, they were happy, and they were happy because they were just with their family, that's just it. And this is one of the biggest things for Poppy. She lost her parents, she's lost her soulmate, but I sure as hell know that my mum and my dad wouldn't want me to end my life because I lost them, okay? I know that profoundly, that they wouldn't want that. I mean, if you look at it, Poppy was 56. She potentially had another 35 years ahead of her if she had to live to my mum's age, say, at 91. That's a lot of years, isn't it? And I do understand she lost her soulmate in March, so she really hasn't given herself much time to grieve, has she? I'm not sure when she actually lost her parents, but as a mother myself, I would not want my children to give up because I'm no longer there, But I can't get over the fact, and I keep repeating it, that she felt like she didn't achieve anything. So when I look back at my life, I don't think I really achieved anything at all, Like I said, I've got no career to speak of. I read the tarot cards. I've been doing that for the last 30 years. But, that doesn't put bread and butter on the table by far. Not at all. It'll buy me a tarot deck every now and again, and that's it. But when I was at school and we had a typing class, and I kid you not, the typing teacher said to me I wouldn't bother getting overly worked up about not being able to type because you only get married when you leave school. You know, typing's, you're not going to need typing in the real world. Now, how funny is that? Have a look. Everybody needs to know how to type. Everyone's got a computer or iPhone or whatever it is. You know, everybody's got it. So how wrong was she to tell me that? But she wasn't quite wrong, because I did actually get married when I was 20. So, you know, and because that's all I wanted to do when I was young. I wanted to get married and have a family of my own. That's what I wanted. I didn't want a career. I didn't want anything. I just wanted to get married and have kids. I just chose the wrong person to do that with, you know. So, and then when, you know, I spent a lot of my life wishing I wasn't alive, because I was always so depressed. And then I, you know, then I got cancer, and I thought, oh, there you go, Trace, you got your wish, even though you're happy now, you don't want to die. And of course I didn't want to die, you know. The first thing that come to my head is what do I have to do to get better. That's the first thing that entered my mind. But was my reason for getting it because I wasn't going to make videos about my journey with cancer, except I learned so many things, such as don't rely on mammograms. If you've got dense breasts like I have, get an ultrasound as well. You know, there were things that I didn't know and I felt women should know, and that's why I made those videos. Now, perhaps that's all I was supposed to do in this life. Perhaps that's all I was supposed to do, was get this rotten disease and make other women aware of what to look out for, how to deal with chemo, what crystals to use, you know, all the things that I put out there. Perhaps that was what I was put on this earth for, just for that, you know, just for that. And if I save one life, then I feel like I've lived my life purpose, you know. I think that's wonderful. But I've also got, because I was given this second chance, because also, for those of you who don't know, as soon as I had my mastectomy, I went into septic shock and very nearly died of that. You know, that's quite deadly. You just look it up and it'll tell you everything. So I feel like that I am meant to be here for some reason. I was saved for some reason. Like, I put my videos out, but there must be something else. And this is something I'm trying to wrap my head about. What am I supposed to do? You know, what am I, you know, what is it? What was I saved for? What, you know, why? You know, there has to be a reason. I believe there has to be a reason. I truly, truly do. And I just feel incredibly sad that someone who was so talented felt like that she wasn't worth anything. That her work was, you know, and she didn't even feel like she had any more left in her to give, so no more art was coming to her. And I think of being an artist, and if you feel like you can't even draw or something like that, it must have been incredibly painful for her. Incredibly, incredibly painful. But, you know, if she only lost her partner in March, you know, it's only, I'm filming this on the 31st of May, it's only May, it's not long, is it? It's not a long time. But how do you help people? You know, how can you help people when you can't physically be there? I don't know. I'm kind of, this is rambling, this video, because I just can't get over the fact that she felt like she never achieved anything. When she achieved a great deal, she brought much joy to many, many people, but it wasn't enough for her to, you know, it's incredibly sad. It's incredibly, incredibly sad. And I don't really know what, as a society, we can do about when people feel like that, you know. I really don't know. I did watch a documentary once on old people who've lived a long time, you know, I'm talking about 100 and, you know, something like that. And they haven't got any family or friends left, and how incredibly lonely they felt. Well, mind you, they were stuck in a home. So, you know, she said, you know, there's no visitors or there's nothing at all like that. So what can you do to alleviate that? Now, I know she said she didn't feel connected to people through the internet. Well, I've you know, I've had made some really good friends through the internet that I haven't even met. And, you know, it is called the World Wide Web because we are, you know, we can connect to anywhere, anyone, all over the world type of thing. It's an energy. That's why I never understand people who say they can't read the tarot for people who aren't there sitting in front of them, because you can, for me anyway, I connect to their energy. So I think, you know, she did say in her video that she was melancholy most of her life, and I think she probably should have got help for that many, many years ago. But if you are a person who, she said she liked one-on-one interaction, but if you're somebody who likes to keep to themselves like I do, if someone had, said to me to go to counselling for my depression when I had it, there's no way. I've never ever had any counselling whatsoever for my depression. I just deal with it on my own. And now, when I look back at my life, I think being a loner is quite a gift, actually, because I'm quite happy not to see anybody months on end, I mean, of course I see my husband because, it's just me and him in the house. But you know what I mean? I don't need to, he often says, you want to go out for dinner, I want to go out for lunch. No, not really. I like staying at home. I'm a homebody. I just am. That's just who I am. I've always loved being at home. I don't mind my own company. If I'm not doing tarot, and I don't really read tarot a lot, to be honest. I really, really don't. I'm trying to get into the swing of things again. With this beautiful spiral oracle that I have done a walkthrough of. And today's card was I am the source, and I think that's what we forget, that we are the source of everything to ourselves. We have to find ways to deal with things. And now I think after watching her videos, I can understand now how hard COVID has been for people who aren't loners, who don't like staying, who need the one-on-one, who need people surrounding them, It's must be so incredibly hard for you all to have dealt with that. And I don't know, I can't even fathom what's that like, to crave companionship but don't get it. My days are spent, well, now I've got 2 kittens, salvaging my toilet rolls. Always they're trying to always attack the string of my glasses that I've got, and this beautiful rose quartz necklace that was my mother's, that we found when we were actually clearing out her clothes. And when I actually put it on, it was like, when you see shows and they put on a magical piece of jewelry and it's like this music, and you just feel really good. That's exactly what it felt like when I put this on. It was an absolutely amazing feeling. I don't know, I just think it's so sad that she felt she never achieved anything. I really, really do. Because I don't think I've achieved anything, But then is that because achievement, means so many things, different things to different people. For some people it's having a successful Instagram account with millions of followers. For like the Kardashians, they always have to be in the media, that's their achievement, I suppose. So, achievement means many different things to many different people. And I don't know, why is it that we feel like that we must achieve something? Is it because of all the social pressure that we get? Most of us lead mundane lives. We all do the same thing: get up in the morning, breakfast, eat, go to work. We all do the same sort of things all over the world. And it always strikes my husband and I when we watch documentaries, for really poor people in Asia or everything like that, just how happy they are. They have nothing, but they're still happy. It's incredible. Of course, there's, not everybody is. There's sadness everywhere, no matter where you go. But some of the most saddest people that we know are very, very rich. So obviously, the old adage of money doesn't buy you happiness is very, very true, I think. It's very, very true. But I'll be interested to hear your thoughts. What does achievement mean to you? What does it mean to you? And why is it so important? Why has society turned around from having a family, of course not everybody wants kids, but having that like unit of family. Not everyone's been blessed with a good family. I totally understand that. There's some really rotten, there's this old saying, you can choose your friends but not your relatives, and it's very, very true. But why has it sort of come full circle now that instead of having, like, say, a happy family life, no matter if it's just you and your cats or whatever type of unit you've got, but something that you feel connected to having just an everyday job. I think that's one thing that COVID has taught a lot of people. I've read about a lot of people who had very high flying jobs, and it's made them realise that they need to go back to find something they're connected to. One man was a real high-flying corporate flyer, and he's actually moved to Tasmania and has undertaken a 4-year apprenticeship to be a chef, and I think he's in his 40s or something like that. So, he's done an about turn, and probably this is what COVID is all about too. Besides, the terrible loss of life, people losing their loved ones, which is absolutely awful. But I think it's made people sit up and take notice now that having what society considers a achievement, like a well-paid job, career, if you're a woman and you've got a career, that you can have both. You can be a mother and have a career, or although it's very hard to, I think, to be a mother and have a high-flying career. But you look down on, if you're a woman and you've got a career, why haven't you got kids? If you're a stay-at-home mum and got kids, why haven't you got a career? It's no one's ever happy. And I think the achievement thing, the thing to being happy, is to be happy with a mundane life, I suppose, that... if you get out of bed and you cook a beautiful dinner, well, that's an achievement. If you want to laze around in your pajamas all day and read and watch TV, that's an achievement. It doesn't have to be... I don't even know how to explain what I want to say. I just feel so sad that she feels like she never achieved anything, when she's just, she's touched so many people's lives with her art, so many people's lives, and hardly any of us really do get that... unless you are an artist, but a lot of people don't get that opportunity. And there's many people who can sing. I mean, you look at The Voice, a lot of people who can sing, but once they've been on that show, you never hear from them. I think there's probably a handful that you ever do hear from. So if you have got a beautiful singing voice and no one's listening to you, put it on YouTube. Let people hear you sing. There's going to be somebody who will be captured by your voice and what you're singing about, just like for those... this is one thing I think is good about Kindle now, because people don't have to worry about publishing houses. They can just publish their own books, okay? You can just do it yourself. And I've always wanted to write a book, and I have started a book. But I don't feel that energy anymore. It's not something that I want to do, write a book anymore. But... at least I could do it if I wanted to. And I have read some absolutely... I hardly ever buy books or read books from big publishers. It's usually the small fry that I read, and I absolutely love it. It's because I'm a big supernatural reader, the paranormal, absolutely love it. And I've read some absolutely wicked books from self-published books, So, if that's something you want to do it. I just wish that people didn't feel... that they have to achieve something that society feels like is an achievement, whether it's having a massive multimedia followers, I've only got a very small channel, but I'm happy, I've got 660 people who watch me. I think it's wonderful, absolutely beautiful. I love every one of my subscribers. They've given me such joy and just support when I needed it, when I was going through my cancer. I can't thank you all enough. It's wonderful. And I just think it's so sad that it's turned around. Achievement is such a different thing now. I was reading the news today, and what was it? Hot grandmother at 64 wears a bikini. I mean, is that all society cares about? Is how you look? I sure as hell don't want to wear a bikini at 56, especially with one boob. That's going to look funny, isn't it? I don't care, I don't care. I don't understand how that can be seen as an achievement. She works out 5 days a week. I mean, she still looks her age. I mean, you can tell she's an older woman. But why is that seen as achievement, that in your 50s and beyond, that you can wear a bikini? I mean, how shallow are we? It wasn't like that when our parents were in their 50s, was it? That, you look good, to look good in a bikini. Oh, it's great, you want to look after your health and everything, but why is that seen as achievement? Looking good 50s plus in a bikini aren't we worth more than that? Aren't men and women worth more than that than our looks and what are our thoughts? I just think it's very self-absorbed to just want to look good in a bikini, you know. Surely if she put all that work into looking good in a bikini to maybe a charity or volunteering or something like that, hasn't that got more value than to how you're looking? I don't know. Look, I think I'm going to end it there. I don't even know if I'm going to upload this video. I just think that I would like to hear your thoughts on what achievement is, and how it's become so twisted that even for those of us who've got an everyday life like I have, and I'm still happy with my life, you know, why is it that it's just turned around so much? It's turned around and such. Even when we do achieve a great deal, like Poppy did, that she still feels like she's a failure. And why is it that we feel like that? What is it about society that makes people feel like that? Is it because of social media now? Anyone can put their opinion on YouTube, whatever. Is it because of that? You know, because everyone's got to realise, I mean, how many times those Instagram accounts come up as fake when they say that they're on fabulous holidays and they're just taking a selfie of themselves in front of an airplane at an airport? Do you know, it's not real, you know. What makes life real to you? What do you feel you've achieved, you know? I do say one of my achievements is, for one thing, having cancer has showed me that I'm a lot stronger than I ever thought I was. I've also learned to stand up for myself as well, which I never did. You know, I was very much a doormat. So, you know, for me, that's an achievement. But what is it that you feel is an achievement, you know? Do you feel the same way as poor Poppy did, that you haven't achieved anything when you have? I don't know, I think we all need to take a good, long, hard look at ourselves and look deep within ourselves and feel what achievement is. I am no way... putting down that's not the right word. I don't judge her for what she's done. That's her choice. It's up to her, you know. And she was in a lot of pain and she couldn't see any way out of it, which is so incredibly sad. But what can we do as a society? What can we do to stop another Poppy from doing something like that, you know? It's really, really hard. You know, with my mum passing away, now my grandparents were married, I think the same. I think they hit 70 years or something like that. Now, when my grandfather died, my grandmother passed 6 months later. And that's the way with old people. When they lose a lifelong partner like that, a lot of them follow very, very soon. Now, I know it's not going to be like that with my dad. When I rang him yesterday, he was pulling apart the fireplace, cleaning the chimney out and things like that. He told me while he was there, he said, I couldn't do anything when Mum was sick. But now, you know, I've fixed the garden, and he's moved things around the garden. He's going to paint the house. He's going to do this. He's going to do that. He's looking at buying a smaller caravan so he can still go caravanning. You know, he's planning his life. He's 91, but he is still planning ahead on what he wants to do. You know, I know that I probably think he'll live 100 plus. I do, because he's healthy. I mean, he's sharp as a tack. He's healthy. He did have a valve replaced in his heart, but, you know, he gets that monitored all the time. You know, he does everything he has to do. So the only trouble really he's got is with his feet, because he's got fallen arches, and that's it. When I was there, he was getting up and making me Milos and stuff and everything like that. You know, he plans on still living what he's got left. You know, he's got all these plans that he wants to do. And I think sometimes, you know, well, I'm not going to say sometimes. I think when people are grieving, sometimes they forget that, yes, you need to grieve, but there still is life after your grief. My dad's going to grieve my mum for the rest of his life. You know, he still cries to me on the phone. And I said to him, you know, Dad, you know, she's only been gone a couple of weeks. You know, it's perfectly normal. You cry whenever you want to. You know, and he is, and it's good. That's what you need to do. You need to cry. You need to let it out. You don't need to bottle up until things explode, and then you feel like that's the only way out. And I'm not condemning her. That's totally her choice. Okay, if that's all she felt she could do, then, you know, that's her choice. But I just think it's very sad that she feels that she never achieved anything when she achieved a great, great deal. And I want to send all my love to any of you who are feeling like her, not to give up, to try and do something if you can. there's lots of places and that you can ring up if you feel like want to talk to someone. But then some people can't even do that. Perhaps, and I would be one of them people. I would never done that. Write it down. Write everything down and then burn it. And get it off in some way. Do things. Okay, just whatever you feel. But anyway, if anybody feels they need to talk, my email is down in the description box. I'm always here for anybody who needs anything. And I think not just the tarot community and the community, we've got book communities and things. I think everybody would be quite happy with that as well. Anyone who needs help, we are here for you. But yeah, I'll just end it at that. I just want to know, I just thought, why is it that we feel like we need to achieve things? I think all of us have achieved things. We just don't realise it, and we need to probably, I suppose, take a good, long, hard look at ourselves. If you've brought up two beautiful, health, or 4, 5, how many kids you've got, they're healthy, they're well adjusted, that's an achievement, okay? If one of them decides to be a high-flying lawyer and the other one wants to be a stay-at-home mum, well, that's an achievement. It doesn't matter what one wants, You can't live your life through your children, and your children can't live their life through you as a parent. You need to find your own path in life, and that's an achievement, and you need to be happy with it. And I just hope that she's found what she was searching for in the Summerlands. I hope she's at peace now, and I'm sure she is. But for those of you who are struggling, if it's not me, there's plenty of other people in the tarot community that are quite happy to talk to. It's I suppose the biggest message is that we are here for each other, and it is a supportive community, and if anybody needs it, there is somebody here, I'm sure, that you could talk to. But I'll leave it at that, and please take care, everybody. Take care of yourself, take care of each other, and until the next time, this is Tracy.